Price. We see it everywhere, right? On your morning coffee, on the gas pump, even in your paycheck. It's just a number. Or is it? You know, there's this incredible hidden strategy behind every single price tag you see, and that's what we're going to get into. Because price, it's one of the most powerful and honestly, most misunderstood forces in our economy.
All right, so let me ask you this. What do college tuition, your rent, and your salary all have in common? I mean, they seem like totally different concepts, don't they? But there's this one fundamental thing that ties them all together.
The answer? They're all just different names for price. Yep, tuition is the price of an education. A fare is the price of a ride. Interest, that's the price you pay for using money. And your salary is the price someone pays for your work. We're constantly dealing with price, even when we don't call it that.
Okay, so if price is everywhere in our lives, what's its job inside a business? Now, it's super easy to just think, oh, it's about covering costs. And yeah, that's part of it, but its real role, well, it's way more strategic, and honestly, a lot more interesting than just that.
First things first, we got to get one thing straight. The difference between price and cost. They're not the same. For you, the customer, the price is that number on the tag, but your cost? That can include your time, the gas you spent to drive to the store, you get it. And for the business, it's the other way around. Their cost is what they spend to make or get the product, the price is what they charge you for it. They're really just two sides of the same coin, seen from different perspectives. So to get you to even consider buying something, a business does, well, a ton of work. They're designing the product, they're figuring out the best place to sell it, they're promoting it. And that's just what you see. Behind the scenes, they're managing all these complex processes, their teams, their partners, all of it. Every single bit is done to create something that you will find value.
Now think about that. Every single one of those things, the product, the people, the promotion, it all creates value. But, and this is the big but for the business, they all cost money. Every single one is an expense. It's cash flowing out of the company.
But price is the one thing that turns it all around. It's the only part of the whole equation that harvests all that value they've created. Everything else is a cost. Price is what brings the money in. It's the only thing that generates income. Pretty powerful, right?
So if price is that important, how in the world do businesses decide on it? It's not like they're just throwing darts at a board. The whole process starts with one really big fundamental question.
And this is it. This is the question. Should every single customer pay the exact same price? I mean, for the same product, should everyone be treated equally? How a company answers this one question sends them down one of two very, very different strategic paths.
And those two paths are called fixed and flexible pricing. You see fixed pricing all the time, like at a grocery store. The price on the can of soup is the price. No haggling allowed, right? Everyone is treated the same. Then you've got flexible pricing. Think about buying a car or negotiating a business deal. In that world, haggling is expected. The final price totally depends on who you are and how good you are at negotiating.
But, you know, this choice between fixed and flexible, it's not really about setting just a single price. It's actually the first big step in building something much smarter, something we call a price structure.
So what is a price structure? You can think of it as a company's master plan to not leave money on the table. Instead of just having one price fits all, they build a whole system of different prices. This lets them connect with different kinds of customers. You know, the ones who are willing to pay a little less and the ones who are willing to pay a little more. Here's the best way to picture it. Think of a restaurant menu. A menu doesn't just have one dish at one price, does it? No way. It has appetizers, main courses, fancy desserts, all at different prices. It's designed to serve different people with different appetites and budgets. A price structure is basically the business version of that menu.
And here's what that menu can actually look like. You've got your standard offer right in the middle, but look, there's also an economic version and a premium one. But the real magic is in the details. See how if a customer signs a long-term contract, they get a discount. But if another customer needs a super quick response, they pay a little extra. It's this dynamic system for matching the price to the value for each specific situation.
Okay, so we've talked about the big picture strategy. But price isn't just about spreadsheets and business models. It's also deeply human. It involves whole teams of people, and it taps directly into our own psychology as shoppers.
So who's actually in the room deciding the price? Well, you might be surprised to hear it's almost never just one person. It's a total team effort. You've got the finance department worried about costs, the sales team who knows what people are actually willing to pay, and the product manager who gets the item's true value. All of them have to come together and figure out that final number.
And that big conversation, it isn't just about the huge strategic questions. It also gets down into the nitty-gritty, the tiny, almost invisible details that can totally change our decision to buy something or not.
Yeah, how a price is presented can be just as important as the number itself. Ever wonder why so many prices end in 99 cents? It's because our brains get kind of stuck on the 9, and we read it as 90-something instead of basically 100. It just feels cheaper. And it goes even deeper. The color of the tag, the font size, even where it's placed. It's all part of a subtle psychology designed to shape how we feel about that price.
So, this all brings us right back to you. The next time you pull out your wallet, I want you to look past the number for a second. Think about the menu you were offered. Notice the psychology on that little tag, and think about the value you're getting in return. Because that price you pay, it doesn't just tell a story about the product. It tells a story about you. So, what does your last purchase say?